It's still dark outside, the kind of pre-dawn hush that wraps around a quiet suburban neighborhood like a blanket. Our captain, let's call him Captain Elias Thorne, a man in his mid-50s with salt and pepper hair cropped short, eyes sharpened by decades at sea, and hands that have gripped helms through tempests, and calms alike stirs awake to the soft chime of his alarm at 4:30 a.m. Not the blaring kind that jolts you. No, this is a gentle reminder, calibrated to ease him into the day because every ounce of rest counts in his world. He lives in a modest home near Miami, Florida, a place chosen for its proximity to major ports, but far enough from the tourist bustle to offer a semblance of normalcy. His wife, Maria, a retired teacher, murmurs a sleepy goodbye as he slips out of bed. They've been married 28 years and she knows the drill. His contracts run 6 months on, 2 off, a rhythm that has defined their life together. But here's something you might not know: cruise captains don't just show up for a voyage. Elias's day starts long before he steps foot on the ship. He checks his phone first thing, not for social media or news, but for the company's secure app that delivers real-time updates, weather patterns from NOAA satellites, port advisories from the US Coast Guard, and any last-minute crew changes. Today, he's heading to Port Miami for a 7-day Caribbean itinerary aboard the MS Horizon, a 150,000-ton behemoth carrying 3,500 passengers and 1,200 crew. He sips black coffee strong, no sugar, a habit from his Naval Academy days, while reviewing the voyage plan. It's not glamorous, it's meticulous. He cross-references fuel projections, ballast water management logs, to comply with IMO regulations preventing invasive species spread, and even the latest piracy alerts, though rare in these waters. By 5:15 a.m., he's in his SUV, duffel bag packed with uniforms, personal effects, and a worn leather notebook where he jots notes, no digital substitute for that tactile reminder. The drive to the port takes 45 minutes, traffic light at this hour. As he navigates the highway, his mind shifts gears, from family man to commander. You see, a cruise captain's role isn't just steering. It's ultimate accountability under SOLAS, safety of life at sea conventions. One wrong call, and it's not just a delay, it's potential headlines. Investigations by the flag state, often Bahamas or Panama for tax reasons, and lives at stake. Arriving at Port Miami, the air thick with salt and diesel, Elias parks in the crew lot and heads to the security checkpoint. Here's a peek behind the curtain. Crew boarding isn't like passenger check-in with champagne welcomes. It's a gauntlet of scans, ID verification via biometric facial recognition tied to the ship's manifest. Luggage X-rays for contraband. No alcohol, no weapons, strict rules, and a quick medical screening for any signs of illness, especially post-COVID protocols. Elias badges in, greeting the port agent, a harried woman named Carla, who's been coordinating since midnight. She hands him a briefing packet, passenger manifest, noting VIPs, medical needs, allergies, cargo logs. Yes, cruises carry freight to nail, supplies, and environmental compliance forms for emissions tracking under MARPOL Annex VI. He boards via the crew gangway, a narrow metal ramp far from the grand atrium entrances. The ship hums with pre-departure energy. Stewards polish railings, engineers test lifeboat davits, galley staff unload provisions, thousands of pounds of fresh produce, meats, and that all-important coffee. Elias heads straight to his cabin on Deck 12, forward spacious by cruise standards, with a king bed, desk, and porthole view, but no balcony. That's reserved for paying guests. He changes into his crisp white uniform epaulets gleaming with 4 gold stripes, signifying his rank, and reviews his personal checklist. Confirm emergency muster stations. Verify ECDIS, electronic chart display and information system updates, and touch base with the staff captain, his second-in-command. By 6:30 a.m., he's on the bridge, the nerve center 80 feet above the waterline. The room is a symphony of technology, wraparound windows offering 360-degree views, banks of monitors displaying radar overlays, eyes automatic identification system, tracking nearby vessels, and the VDR voyage data recorder, the ship's black box, logging every command, speed, and position. Elias greets the night watch officer, Lieutenant Ramirez, who's been on since midnight. Quiet night? He asks. Ramirez nods, handing over the log. Light swells from the northeast ETA to first waypoint on schedule. This handover isn't casual. It's a formal bridge turnover, documented in triplicate for legal reasons. Elias scans the screens, the ARPA, Automatic Radar Plotting Aid, shows no collision risks the GMDSS, Global Maritime Distress and Safety System. Console blinks with satellite comms checks, and the WeatherFax prints curling sheets of isobar maps showing a low-pressure system brewing near the Bahamas. As dawn creeps in, painting the sky in pinks and oranges, Elias begins his pre-departure routine. First, the muster drill simulation, not the passenger one, but an internal check. He radios the bosun to confirm life jackets and rafts are inspected. Each vest has a whistle. Light and reflective tape, tested monthly. Then, engine room coordination. A call to the chief engineer, confirming propulsion systems. Twin isopods, podded propellers that rotate 360 degrees for maneuverability, are online. Fuel bunkers at 85% capacity. Heavy fuel oil, switched to low sulfur near ports per regulations. You might think captains just say, full speed ahead, but it's layers of tech. He calibrates the DP dynamic positioning system, which uses GPS, gyros, and thrusters to hold position without anchors. Crucial for tender operations in shallow bays. Passengers start boarding at 11 a.m., but Elias is already in meetings. He convenes the bridge team navigator, helmsman, lookout in the chart room, plotting the course on paper backups, required by law in case electronics fail. The route: Miami to Nassau, then Cozumel with open sea transits. He discusses contingencies. If that low pressure intensifies, we'll alter to starboard, adding 20 nautical miles but avoiding 15-foot swells. Curiosity here. Did you know captains must hold an unlimited master's license, requiring thousands of sea hours plus endorsements for radar, ARPA, and ECDIS? Elias earned his after starting as a deck cadet on cargo ships, climbing ranks through exams that test everything from celestial navigation, using sextants and stars, to crowd management psychology. Noon approaches, and the ship buzzes. Elias oversees the final checks. Ballast tanks adjusted for stability, pumping water to counterlist from uneven loading, stabilizers extended, hydraulic fins that reduce roll by up to 90%. He broadcasts the welcome address via PA, calm, reassuring, mentioning safety without alarming. Then, the departure. At 4 p.m., with tugs assisting, short bursts of thrust to push the bow off the pier. Elias gives the order. Lines away, half ahead. The ship vibrates gently as isopods engage, speed building to 12 knots through the channel. From the bridge wing open air platforms on either side he monitors with binoculars. Radioing the pilot, a local expert mandatory in ports, for precise turns. The Miami skyline recedes and open sea beckons. Once clear, Elias sets the autopilot integrated with GPS and inertial navigation, but never fully disengages. Regulations require a human at the helm in restricted waters. Ever wondered what it's like to be in charge of a floating city? To be the one person responsible for thousands of lives, navigating a colossal vessel through the vast, unpredictable ocean? Today, we're pulling back the curtain on the life of a cruise ship captain. It is a job that's so much more than just standing at the helm and looking cool in a white uniform. Let's start when most of the ship is asleep. For a captain, the night is not for rest in the way you might think. While they do get sleep, their connection to the bridge is constant. The ship never stops, and neither does the responsibility. Before turning in, the captain will have a final meeting with the officer on watch, reviewing the night's navigation plan, checking weather forecasts, and discussing any potential traffic. Even in their cabin, a direct line to the bridge is always open. Any slight deviation from the plan, any unexpected weather change, and they're awake and on the bridge in minutes. Night navigation is a world of its own, a sea of darkness punctuated by the faint lights of distant ships and the soft glow of the radar screens. It's a quiet, intense ballet of technology and human expertise. As the sun begins to rise, the ship is already buzzing with activity, and the captain's day is in full swing. The morning starts on the bridge, the nerve center of the entire operation. Here, they get a comprehensive handover from the night watch. They'll review the ship's position, speed, and course. They'll analyze detailed weather reports, engine performance data, and any communications that came in overnight. It's a flood of information, and the captain has to process it all to make critical decisions for the day ahead. This isn't just about steering. It's about optimizing the route for fuel efficiency, ensuring a smooth ride for the passengers, and always prioritizing safety. But the bridge is only one part of the captain's domain. A huge portion of their day is spent managing the human element of this floating city. Think about it, a modern cruise ship can have over 1,000 crew members from dozens of different countries. The captain is their ultimate leader. This means meetings, lots of them. They meet with the heads of every department, the chief engineer, the hotel director, the chief security officer, the medical team. They discuss everything from engine maintenance and food inventory to upcoming port regulations and passenger feedback. The captain needs to have a firm grasp on every single aspect of the ship's operation. They are the final decision maker, the one who has to resolve conflicts, approve plans, and ensure every department is working in perfect harmony. Then there's the part of the job that passengers actually see. The captain is the face of the cruise. They host the captain's welcome aboard party, make announcements over the ship's PA system, and often dine with passengers. This public-facing role is crucial. It's about building trust and creating a sense of community. A calm, confident, and approachable captain makes everyone on board feel safe and well cared for. But even during these social events, they are never truly off-duty. Their mind is always connected to the ship's operation, always listening for a call from the bridge. It's a unique balancing act of being a gracious host and a vigilant commander. Perhaps the most unseen part of the job is the immense weight of responsibility. A captain is legally and morally responsible for every single person on board. This goes far beyond navigation. They oversee all safety drills, fire drills, abandoned ship drills, ensuring the crew can respond to any emergency in a calm and efficient manner. They are the ultimate authority in medical emergencies, security incidents, and even disputes between passengers. When a storm hits, it's the captain who has to make the call to alter course, potentially skipping a port of call to avoid rough seas. These decisions can be unpopular, but they are always made with safety as the one and only priority. Imagine having to make a call that disappoints thousands of people on their vacation, all to avoid a risk they can't even see. That's the burden of command. Another hidden aspect is the sheer amount of paperwork and administrative work. International maritime law is incredibly complex. Before entering any port, the captain must ensure that mountains of documents are in order: customs declarations, immigration forms for every passenger and crew member, health declarations, and vessel certifications. A single mistake can lead to massive fines or delays. So, amidst all the navigating and managing, a captain spends hours reviewing and signing documents, communicating with port agents, and ensuring the ship complies with a web of international regulations. And what about life in port? You might think it's a chance for the captain to relax and explore. Not quite. Arrival and departure are the most intense and high-risk parts of any voyage. The captain is on the bridge for hours, meticulously maneuvering the massive ship into a crowded harbor, often with the help of local pilots. It requires incredible skill, focus, and precision. Once docked, their day is filled with inspections from local authorities, refueling, and restocking supplies. They might get a few hours ashore, but they are never far from the ship, always on call for the departure. Life as a cruise ship captain is a cycle of intense focus and immense responsibility, a career that demands a unique blend of technical mastery, leadership, and diplomacy. It's a life lived on the water, dedicated to the safety and well-being of thousands. They are the unseen guardians of our vacation, the steady hand on the helm navigating us through the wonders of the world's oceans. So the next time you're on a cruise and you see the captain, remember the incredible world of responsibility that rests on their shoulders. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this glimpse into the captain's life fascinating, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more behind-the-scenes stories. See you next time.